An old school addition to the Leviathan family, Barugagaru is one of the, how do I say it, bloodthirstiest creatures I have ever seen in Monster Hunter fandom. This thing may even rival Devil Joe, if not surpass him, when it comes to hunger. But Barugagaru seems to have a particular taste for bird wyverns, and it's very possible that its blood may have something to do with it. Let's find out. Now, Barugagaru is a Leviathan, probably one of the bigger Leviathans, bigger than possibly Legiacris and Almudron, if not slightly smaller than Legiacris and only slightly bigger than a Almudron. Yeah, these things are absolutely ridiculous, and seems to have a diet of poison, meaning that the dromes are particularly in trouble. Specifically, Iodrome, Great Iodrome, and the Roggies. Okay, Great Roggy and even its smaller counterparts are actually at risk because of this creature. So you have a creature that feeds on poison and feeds on bird wyverns. Why? Well, let's really talk about why the Roggy is probably the greatest of, of its targets. Well, for starters, Great Roggy is poisonous. Much like the Great Iodrome and some of the others, they have toxins in their system. And this means that, and for some reason, Barugagaru likes the toxins that are inside of these, Roggies, these Gendromes, these Velocidromes, okay? Great Velocidromes, these great Velociprey. You guys get it. It likes these toxins for some reason. And I do believe Great Roggy is probably its greatest victim. With that being said here, why does it really target these bird wyverns when there are much more numerous other poisonous animals out there? Well, that's what we're here to find out. And for starters, we got to understand Barugagaru itself. It's a very unknown creature in terms of Monster Hunter. So much so that when scientists actually try to study it, right? These guys actually try to cut it open, get to know it. And even when hunters capture it, they can't. Once those organs hit air, they start to disintegrate. Meaning that whatever is really left is too damaged and probably far beyond far beyond repair to even study. It's very possible these organs had to be kept in certain areas or probably kept a certain way. Otherwise, they're just useless. So Barugagaru is by far one of the most unstudied species in Monster Hunter. But where did it come from? Why is it like that? Well, I actually think Monster Hunter's ocean is very much like our own. Much of it is very unexplored, and much of it is just untapped, Kind of like ours today in the modern day world. But we do have some stuff that we still need to find. We still have it's very possible that, we still have creatures on this earth we don't know about just yet, and they're hiding in our ocean. And Barugagaru is a great example of that. But why is it like this? Let's try the other Leviathans, right? Well, Legiacris is the king of the sea and the king of the Leviathans. It's the biggest, it's the strongest of the Leviathans. It specializes in taking down deep sea prey and including the likes of elder dragons like Narcarkos. It's very possible that if these guys decided, they could probably gang up and take out a Cadeus. Probably with some difficulty, but it'd be a worthy feast. Maybe even juvenile, if not slightly younger, teenage Cadeuses are in trouble. Mizutsune is another Leviathan, probably one of the smaller ones, but definitely the sleekest and the fastest. Preferring, fresh lakes and streams here to actually prey on fish and to occasionally get any small animals that'll, just happen to wander on by and just make its way into its stomach, apparently. Those good old gargoyles and all that good stuff, right? Mizutsune, unlike Legiacris, has bubble and water manipulation, while Legiacris has electrical manipulation. So these Leviathans come from the same family, but they pretty much go away from each other. And Almudron is probably the most away from the family it is when it comes to manipulation. it still is able to manipulate water in some form or way around it, but it uses this golden liquid, this golden muck or sludge or whatever, to break down the rocks and dirt on a molecular level to either get to its prey like Basarios, or to get to objects that it honestly just, needs to get to. It can use this and use it to swim through earth and rock as if it was water, meaning that its skin is always hydrated. So with those three in mind, what about Barugagaru? Well, Barugagaru may come from the monster equivalent of the Bermuda Triangle, an area unexplored but super dangerous. It may even come from an area where predators have evolved to eating certain things. And I do believe Barugagaru has evolved to eating poisonous animals, poisonous creatures. Its tongue is designed to go, latch on to certain creatures and pull them in. It's very possible that, just like many other leviathans, that Barugagaru, was confirmed to come from the ocean. It was confirmed to come from the sea. And what did this creature do? It decided to make itself at home on land. This means that Barugagaru pretty much comes from an unknown part of the sea yet to be explored. But these leviathans came onto shore to feed on bird wyverns, when there are plenty of poisonous animals. However, those poisonous animals may have been a little too much for it. Let's break it down, right? Rathian is one of the first few poisonous animals when it comes to your mind, correct? Well, Rathian is a handful. Even for a Leviathan, there is no guarantee that Rathian's going to take this, that Barugagaru is going to take down a Rathian. Not even in the slightest. Okay? Rathians are quick. Rathians are dangerous. Yes, they're poison-filled, but they're formidable predators regardless. And Rathians in forests, which Barugagaru inhabits more often than the desert, right, can call their mates. You have to remember, Rathalos is also a poisonous creature. However, this means that Rathian can just simply call Rathalos when she feels threatened or when she feels endangered, and then that becomes a whole nother can of worms for Barugagaru. A Rathalos can burn its pale skin. A Rathalos can tear through it. A Rathalos can overpower it the same way it could overpower as an ogre from the air. And if it's about to get caught by a Barugagaru, Rathian can step it and handle any land-based attacks. Tidal Najarala or even regular Najarala are, I would have to say, a little too much for the creature. Yes, they're poisonous. I've already confirmed that. But their armor is way too thick for them to be really messed with. Their armor is strong enough to withstand bites from Devil Joe, and it's actually confirmed Devil Joe cannot affect this armor. These guys may even have turf wars with Devil Joe so often, especially the females who have to nest on the ground. So not only would Najarala, be too formidable for it, it's too dangerous. It's very possible that it may even try an Espinas every now and then. But here's the thing about Espinas. They're Elder Dragon level. The same way some of these creatures are. They're going to body. They're going to slam. They're going to just throw him around. Espinas especially is dangerous because it already secretes the poison. It's very possible that, Barugagaru may get a little bit of nutrition, but it's also possible that it can't even penetrate Barugagaru's armor. It can't do much. It can't do anything to it, And, excuse me. And the sheer fact that Espinas can also burn a Barugagaru if it wakes it, it's a very big problem. Now you could say, well, what about the younger versions of these monsters? Well, Rathians are going to have Rathians by a certain age are going to have a Rathalos to defend them. Espinas's armor are already developed from when they get out of the egg, and so are Najaralas. Might be slightly lesser, but again, they're not going to supply the nutritional value that Barugagaru needs. So that's why he turns to the drones and the greats. The nutritional value actually can kind of satisfy it. But why does it desecrate entire packs? This may be because of its of its, its stream, its bloodstream, right? Baru, you see, I remember being explained in Blade that vampires feed on blood because they can't sustain I think it was hemoglobin in their system, right? Barugagaru may have something in his blood to where he cannot sustain the toxins within his system. His system runs dry and empty, maybe after, before he encounters a pack, his system's empty. Meaning that he needs these toxins, right? To actually help out his system and help him, kind of keep this digestive system or maybe his blood system intact. There's something probably internally wrong with his body to the point where he needs every bit amount of poison he needs. And this is probably why great Rogi packs are probably the ones that are the most at risk. They all secrete poison. They all have poison sacs here. And this means that these guys are pretty much well enough and well known around the Monster Hunter world to even have to already have this poison. There's no if, and, or buts about it. And the fact that these packs, right, these bird wyvern packs are already in such danger from when they are in the world. They're the lowest on the food chain, honestly. When it comes to predators and even some of these stronger herbivores like Bombro, Monoblos, Diablos, Durambros, they're low. They're still low. Even to fanged beasts, they're low. Okay? These guys are not safe from in the Arctic. They're not safe in the desert. The best place they actually have, or the best place some of these drones and greats have, are the forests, where there's a lot more diversity and a lot more prey to where they're not as targeted as much. I mean, it's already enough. Rathalos and Rathian view Velocidrome and the Great Velociprey and Great Velocidrome as prey. All right. And having an apex predator that's just going to desecrate your population, desecrate entire packs, men, women, and children, is already a absolute nightmare. So why does Barugagaru feed on these drones and greats? Something in his body needs those toxins. Whether it's its bloodstream or maybe his poison sac takes too much to take care of. This guy can even blast a poison at you. It's a formidable creature regardless. But the sheer fact that the drones and greats are being massacred en masse was enough for the Hunters Guild to have no other choice but to step in. This means that this creature caused the near extinction of an entire race, of an entire species, mind you. So this guy right here, right? This guy, right, has very little problems just massacring their species left and right like it's nothing. Okay? So this means that he can just tear them down, rip them up, eat them, and not have a problem with it. So the Hunters Guild would force to step in as to save this population from going extinct. Otherwise, they would have disrupted the environmental balance. But they obviously didn't do too much to kill the creature off as to not have this creature go extinct, as it does serve its biological balance. Okay? It's just serving its niche. But this niche was so dangerous that it almost caused the extinction of an entire species. So Barugagaru itself here is a very big problem. And now it's preying on the likes of Plesioth in the desert. So in conclusion, Barugagaru has something in its system it cannot sustain without toxins. Maybe hemoglobin like it's a vampire, or some other object we're not aware of in its systems. But it's very clear its organs may need the toxins to sustain themselves. But anyway, that's going to be all for today, you guys. Please comment down below, like and subscribe, and share it to friends. This is Legendary Grimlock, and I'll see you guys later for the next Ecology video with Namiel. Peace.